Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. So welcome you all back to our Sunday session, and inshallah today we will be covering the grammar that was covered in the level 4. So I have compiled all the grammar and we'll start from there, inshallah. So I'll just share my screen, starting from the first chapter of the 4th level book, inshallah. So we have a lot of slides to cover. We have almost about 300 slides, but we'll take the concepts that you already know and we will then go ahead. So in the 4th level, we started with the feminine form. In the earlier forms, we had learned huwa, hum, anta, antum, ana, nahnu for the male. And for the female, we already knew here means she. Here hum becomes hunna and anta becomes anti. Ana remains same. Antum becomes antunna. So you remember that in the plural, mim sakin becomes noon shaddad, right? For the plural. Hunna and antunna. So easy way to remember is that whenever there are too many females, they would talk and they would create a gunna, and that's why we have hunna and antunna, right? And nahnu, that is we. Okay, so these are the feminine forms. So it will be here hunna, anti, antunna, ana and nahnu remains the same for the first person. The second person ta becomes ti, and hum becomes hunna, and antum becomes antunna. Right. So these are the things that we had learned in the first chapter. So we had some spoken Arabic with that. Man here, who is she? Here Muslima. Man hunna, who are they all? Hunna Muslimat. Man anti, for a female, who are you? And the answer is going to be Ana Muslimah. And if there is a if the question is anti, of course the question is asked to a lady. So it is be Muslimah. Man antunna, the answer will be Nahnu Muslimat. The plural of Muslimun, Muslimatun is Muslimat. Right? So we have to use the respective plurals for the respective pronouns. Hal anti bi khair. For male we ask Hal anta bi khair. For lady we ask Hal anti bi khair. Answer is Na'am, Ana bi khair. Alhamdulillah, the answer is going to remain same for first person. Hal antunna bi khair. Instead of Ana, it will become Nahnu, and the answer for male and female is going to be same. So for the joint parts, Rabbu, Rabbun with the who becomes Rabbuhu, Rabbuhum, Rabbuka, Rabbukum, Rabbi, and Rabbuna. And for the female, we had already learned Rabbuha. When there are too many females, so Rabbuhum will become Rabbuhunna, Rabb of all those ladies. Rabbuki, your Rabb, for a lady. Rabbukunna, Rabb of you all ladies. Right? So with that, we can add any other nouns and make such words. All this is simple, so I'll just go fast over it. Rabbu, man Rabbu ha, who is there, her Rabb. Rabbuhallah, man Rabbuhunna, who is Rabb of all those ladies. Rabbuhunnallah, man Rabbuki. So while pronouncing, you are going to say Mar, because there is a Noon Shadda followed by a Ra. Mar Rabbuki, Rabbi Allah, Mar Rabbukunna, Rabbunallah. Okay. So accordingly, we are going to use the plurals and the for the respective singulars. Coming to the basic of the verb, we know that fa'ala, fa'alu, he did, they all did. Fa'alta, you did. Fa'altum, you all did. Fa'altu and fa'alna. So the plural will again become fa'alna. Fa'alu becomes fa'alna. So the dhamma with a pesh, u, will become sukun on the last lam kalima and fatha on the noon. So fa'ala, feminine will be fa'alat. Fa'alat, she did. Fa'alna, they did. You have to practice this. Fa'alat, fa'alna. Fa'alat, fa'alna. She did, they did. Fa'alna is they did, and fa'alat, she did. Fa'alat and fa'alna. So second person is simple. Fa'alti for the female. So with the left hand, fa'alti, fa'altunna, fa'alti, fa'altunna. So fa'alta, fa'altum becomes fa'alti and fa'altunna. Fa'altu and fa'alna is going to remain same, so that is not difficult. The only difference is going to be in the plural. Just highlight that part. So fa'alu becomes fa'alna. This is one change. And fa'altum becomes fa'altunna. Right? So here the plural is fa'alu for the male, and for the female it is fa'alna with a zabar, fa'alna. So with this we can add any other verb and make a similar conjugation. So hal fa'alat, did she do? The answer will be na'am fa'alat. Hal fa'alna, did they all do? Na'am fa'alna. For second person will be hal fa'alti, na'am fa'altu, because that lady will answer. So the first person is going to remain same whether it is masculine or feminine. Hal fa'altunna, na'am fa'alna. That is going to remain same, but the fa'alna is for plural third person. Fa'alu becomes fa'alna. Hal fa'alat khaira, did you do good? Did she do good? Na'am fa'alat khaira. Yes, she did good. Hal fa'alna khaira, did they all do good? Na'am fa'alna khaira. Second person is going to be fa'alti. So hal fa'alti khaira? Naam fa'altu khaira. And hal fa'altunna khaira? Naam fa'alna khaira. Make sure to use the left hand. If you're using a TPI, it becomes a little easy for memorization. That was the past tense. In the present tense, we have yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'aluna, af'alu, and naf'alu at a higher level. And the feminine forms of yaf'alu becomes taf'alu. Yaf'alu, he does. Taf'alu, she does. Yaf'aluna, they all do. Yaf'alna, they all do. For females, for the left hand. Yaf'aluna, yaf'alna, yaf'aluna, yaf'alna. Okay. And for the second person, this is very specific, and this you have to memorize. Taf'alu is for male, that you do, and for female it is taf'alina. Right? Taf'alu, taf'alina. For female it will be taf'alina, you do in the present tense. This is also something unique, and you have to memorize this as it is. I just highlight it because this is different, so that you are able to remember this. So here in the second person we have taf'alina. So you can take any verb and make it. For shariba, it will be tashrabina. Akala, ta'kulina. So, this way you can take any verb and put it in this for a second person. So if you're going to be talking to a lady in the second person, you are going to use this word. So taf'alina, you do. Tashrabina, you drink. Takhlukina, you make. Taj'alina, you make food or something, whatever you can use that, right? And for the plural, it will be taf'alna, you all do. Taf'alna. The present tense plural waw noon becomes sukun with a fatha. Taf'alna. So these are the differences which you have to keep in mind. Taf'alu, yaf'alna, taf'alina, and taf'alna. So taf'aluna will become taf'alna for the plural feminine form of second person. Taf'aluna, taf'alna. Taf'aluna, taf'alna. Right? For the third person, it was yaf'aluna. It was yaf'alna. Second person is going to be taf'alna. The waw noon is changed by sukun and a fatha. Okay. So this we can take any word nasara. If you take, it will be yan Sarna. Yansurna. Yansurna. Nasara yansuru. So yansurna means they all do. And tansurna means you all help. Yansurna, they all help. Tansurna, you all help. Okay. So you can take any verb in this and make it accordingly. Just remember to add the sukun and noon with a fatha. Right. This is something that you have to keep practicing, only then you'll get it. So taf'alu, yaf'alna, taf'alina, taf'alna, af'alu, and naf'alu. We are not taking all the forms to reduce the confusion. Okay, so with this we go to the next slide. Hal taf'alu, does she do? It could also mean hal taf'alu, do you do? So depending on the context, you'll have to see. But here, since we are doing feminine form, hal taf'alu means naam taf'alu, yes, she does. Okay. Hal, if it is second person male, the answer will be naam af'alu. When the answer is naam taf'alu, it means the female is in the third person. Hal yaf'alna, do they all do? Naam yaf'alna, yes, they all do. Hal taf'alina, do you do? Naam af'alu for the first person, right? So taf'alina, taf'alina. Just memorize this properly so that you remember the second person feminine form. So remember to talk to your sisters, your mothers, your daughters with this second person singular female. Taf'alina. Hal taf'alna. Do you all do? Naam naf'alu. Yes, we all do. So we are adding khair at the end and the same hal taf'alu khaira. Naam taf'alu khaira. Hal yaf'alna khaira. Do they all do good? Naam yaf'alna khaira. Hal taf'alina khaira. Do you do good? Hal taf'alina khaira. Do you do good? Naam af'alu khaira. Hal taf'alna khaira. Do they all do good? Naam naf'alu khaira. Okay. So if anybody has doubt in this, you can unmute yourself and ask immediately. Or if you want any, or if it is going very fast or slow, let me know. So that was what we did, was past tense of the feminine form, present tense of the feminine form, attached pronoun, detached pronoun of the feminine forms. Okay. Now we are going to see amr and nahi. Amr is to order to do somebody to do something, and nahi means to order somebody not to do something. Okay, so we have already known if al means do, if alu means you all do. La taf'al, don't do. La taf'alu, you all don't do. This is for masculine, muzakkar. Now we'll see for muannas. So if al becomes if ali with the left hand. If ali, you do. If ali. So if you put the same word shariba, ishribi, drink. Okay. And all of you all do is if alu. Here it will become if alna. If alna. You all do. You all should do. And for the negation was la taf'al, you have to be la taf'ali. You don't do. For a female is la taf'ali. The ya is added in the order. If al becomes if ali, la taf'al becomes la taf'ali, right? La taf'alu for plural becomes la taf'alna. La taf'alu becomes taf'alna. Right? So just remember this difference. If ali, do. If alna, you all do. La taf'ali, don't do. La taf'alna, you all don't do. Right? So it's a sukoon on the lam kalima and noon has a fatha. Just write these forms, and I'm sure you'll have done that before. If ali means do, the answer is coming of alu, I will do. If alna, you all do. Naf alu, right? Okay. So in this lesson, we will learn fi'l mazi and muannas mazid fi. So aslama we had. We'll see the feminine forms of this aslama. So we had aslama, aslamu, aslamta, aslamtum, aslamtu, and aslamna. The feminine forms are going to be aslamat, aslamna, they all submitted. Aslamti, you submitted. Aslamtunna, you all submitted. Aslamtu, I submitted. Aslamna, we submitted. I'm using left hand because we are considering the feminine form. Aslamat, aslamna, aslamat, aslamna, aslamti, aslamtunna, aslamtu, aslamna is going to remain same. So this 4 you remember, the others are easy. First person is same, so no need of memorizing it separately. So aslamat, aslamna, aslamti, aslamtunna. Okay. Hal aslamat, does she submit? Naam, aslamat. Hal aslamna, do they all submit? Naam, aslamna. Hal aslamti, do you submit? Naam, aslamtu. Yes, I submit. Hal aslam, hal aslamtunna. Remember, there are many ladies, they'll talk and then there'll be gunna there. So, hal aslamtunna. Naam, aslamna. Yes, we all submit. So, submit to whom? Submit to Allah. Hal aslamat lillah. Does she submit to Allah? Naam, aslamat lillah. Hal aslamna lillah. Naam, aslamna lillah. هل أسلمتي لله؟ نعم أسلمت لله. هل أسلمتن لله؟ نعم أسلمنا لله. Right? So this is all simple. Then you have فعل مضارع and مزيد في in that we had يسلم, يسلمون, تسلم, تسلمون, أسلم, يسلم. This is the present tense form or the فعل مضارع form. So يسلم becomes تسلم for the feminine. يسلم, تسلموا, يسلموا, تسلموا, يسلمون, يسلمنا, يسلمون for men and female will be يسلمنا, يسلمون they submit, يسلمنا they submit for females, right? So يسلموا, تسلموا, يسلمون, يسلمنا, تسلموا, تسلمين, as we had seen, يفعلين, right? So تسلمين. Aslama, yuslimu, tuslimu, tuslimuna, tuslimina. Tuslimuna is for plural and tuslimina is for second person female. Just remember this difference. Here it is sukun, ina, and here it is tuslimuna. Right? You all submit. Tuslimuna and here it is tuslimina for feminine single. Okay. Just keep in mind this difference. This is
I want to ask this about TPI.
Yeah.
The left hand is for feminine gender.
Yes, yes. Left hand is for the feminine gender.
Right.
So just for memorization, there is no bias or anything like that. But just for you to memorize it, it is.
And right hand for masculine gender.
That's right. Right hand is for masculine. That's why
this book. This book. I'm. You're taking the lessons, no?
Yeah.
The same page I am also referring, but on top it is better. It is written. Make sure you are using left hand for the practicing.
Yes, yes, that's what I was showing. In fact, if you see my video, so I'm saying use.
Here there are both the things. Left hand there is a masculine gender, right? And sorry, right hand masculine gender.
Masculine gender, left hand the feminine gender. This was there before also when we used
but
to.
On top it is mentioned only use left hand.
No, only use left hand for the feminine form, so that you remember that this is the feminine form, and because the feminine forms are different, then you can memorize it or know it better, right? So that's why Yuslimu is masculine, he submits. Tuslimu, she submits. See my hand in this video. Yuslimu, Tuslimu.
The instruction is only for feminine gender.
No, I didn't get you. What?
This make sure to use your left hand.
Left hand is
used
for feminine gender.
Only for masculine gender.
Feminine gender use left hand, masculine gender use right hand. Just for your reference, so that you can differentiate the words properly. So
what about past tense and present tense?
Same. In past tense also same thing.
Same.
So past tense, the difference in the hand for the past tense in TPI is, in the past tense you keep it down, in the present tense you are keeping it at eye level. That was the difference, right? So fa'ala is here and yaf'alu is here. And feminine form also fa'ala, fa'alat, and fa'al. If you're the feminine form, yuslimu, tuslimu. So yaf'alu, taf'alu. Taf'alu will be here, and the fa'alat will be here, right? So the past tense is down at hand level, and the present tense is at eye level in the TPI. We have been doing the TPI all the time, but I think if you are focused on the screen and you're not able to see my hands, then you would have missed this part. But the past tense is on the hand level and the present tense is done on the eye level. So fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'altu, fa'alna. And the present tense is yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'aluna, af'alu, naf'alu at eye level. The feminine form will be for this itself will take. So tuslimu, she submits. Tuslimuna, yuslimna, they submit. Tuslimina, you submit. Tuslimna, you all submit. Uslimu, nuslimu is going to remain same. So this is the left hand that I'm using, and I'm using it at eye level for the present tense. Okay. So for the past tense, I'll just go through that. Past tense was aslama. So aslamat, aslamna, aslamti, aslamtunna, aslamtu, aslamna. This is the left hand TPI, right? This will be at the hand level. So aslamat, aslamna, aslamti, aslamtunna, aslamtu, aslamna. This is past tense. The present tense is going to be at eye level. Sorry, this is going back. Okay, present tense is going to be at eye level. So tuslimu, she submits. Yuslimna, they all submit. Tuslimu, she submits. Yuslimna, they all submit. Tuslimina, you submit. Tuslimna, you submit for feminine, plural. Uslimu, nuslimu is for first person. So the present tense is going to be at eye level. The past tense is going to be at the hand level. That's how while you're doing the TPI, you are able to differentiate the words and do it accordingly. So this actually is taken normally in a live class, and in live class the TPI is done so that you can able to memorize it better. So hal tuslimu, does she submit, or is she submitting? This is present tense. Naam tuslimu, she, yes, she is submitting, or she submits, or she will submit. Hal yuslimna, do they all submit? Naam yuslimna, yes, they all submit. Hal tuslimina, do you submit? Naam uslimu, yes, I submit. Hal tuslimna, do you all submit? Naam nuslimu. Okay, so just remember the differences. Practice the feminine form, because now this has feminine form, because in the exams all this is going to come. So practice it properly. Inshallah, next week we'll be having the exam for it. So hal tuslimu lillah, does she submit to Allah? Naam tuslimu lillah. Hal yuslimna lillah, do they all submit to Allah? Naam yuslimna lillah. Hal tuslimina lillah, do you submit to Allah? Naam uslimu lillah. Hal tuslimina lillah, do you all submit to Allah? Naam nuslimu lillah. Right? So now we are going to see Fail Amr wa Nahi for Mazid fi words. Aslama is the order is Aslim, submit. So we have that ayat in Surah Baqarah where Allah Ta'ala told Ibrahim al-Islam, Aslim. And what did Ibrahim al-Islam say? Aslamtu li Rabbil Alameen. So it was a plural. So Allah Ta'ala is telling all the humankind, Aslimu. And the for kuffar and this they're la tuslim, don't submit. La tuslimu, you all don't submit. The feminine form is of the mazid fi is aslimi. For female, if you want to ask a female to submit, aslimi, you submit. And the plural will be aslimna, you all submit. You can take any other word and do it accordingly. La taslimi, you do not submit. La taslimna, you all do not submit. So for order negation, it is a la ta. Here it will be la tu, because this is mazid fi. We have a dhamma. Aslimi, answer will be uslimu. Aslimna, answer will be nuslimu. We all submit. And we can put Allah at the end. Aslimi lillah, submit to Allah. Answer will be uslimi, is uslimu lillah. And if we are saying to a lot of females, then it will be aslimna, you all submit, lillah, for Allah. Nuslimu lillah, we all submit to Allah. So next the part is the dual. Dual has an addition of alif at the end of hum. So huwa, instead of the plural hum, we have huma. So huwa, huma for two, and hum for plural. Anta, antuma for two, and antum for plural. Okay, so huwa, huma for two you can take two fingers. So huwa, he, huma for the two, and hum for the plural. Anta for masculine, antuma for you two, and antum for plural, you all. Ana and nahnu is going to remain same. Okay, so huma is the plural and antuma is first the second. So huma and antuma. Huma antuma. Huma is they both. Antuma is you both. Huma is they both. Antuma is both of you. Antuma. So when Allah Ta'ala spoke to Musa alayhi salam and his brother Harun, he said, Izhaba antuma, both of you go. Man huma, who are both of them? Man huma, huma muslimani, they both are Muslims. Man antuma, who are both of you? Nahnu muslimani. So for the dual we are adding ani. Muslimun, muslimani, two Muslims. Right? So here we had for hum becomes huma and antum becomes antuma. So adding it with the nouns, so rabbuhu, rabbuhum becomes rabbuhu, rabbuhuma, and rabbuhum. Rabbuka, rabbukuma, rabbukum, rabbi, and rabbuna. So for dual and plural, rabbuna both is used. Right? So pronouns huma becomes rabbuhuma, same. Antum, antuma becomes rabbukuma. Right? Ka comes. So man rabbuhuma, mar rabbuhuma, who's the Rabb of both of them? Rabbuhumullah. Mar rabbukuma, who is Rabb of both of you? Rabbunallah. Right? That was that. And then now we come to the verbs and the dual forms in the verbs. So we have seen fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alta, fa'altum, fa'altu, fa'alna. And for dual, fa'ala, fa'ala. Again, one additional alif. Fa'ala, fa'ala, and then fa'alu, fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. Fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. So you can practice the dual form along with it so that you can have a good memorization of this dual form also. So fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. So just remember fa'ala is for singular, fa'ala, additional lam. Alif is added after the lam kalima, right? Fa'ala becomes fa'ala for two. Just that additional alif. So 1 and 2. So just for your memorization. So fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. Fa'alta, fa'altuma, both of you, and fa'altum for all of you. Fa'altu, fa'alna, and fa'alna. That will remain same for both dual and plural. So Fele Mazi, what we first saw was huma, and then was rabbuhuma, and fa'ala for the dual. Right? The Fele Mazi is fa'ala, and for the second person is fa'altuma. Fa'altum, fa'alta, fa'altuma, and fa'altum. So hal fa'ala, did they both do? Naam fa'ala, yes they both did. Hal fa'altuma, did both of you all do? Naam fa'alna, both of us did. You can just add a khair to that. So that was the past tense. Now we have present tense. So present tense, as I said, eye level, yaf'alu, yaf'aluna. But now for dual we have yaf'alani. So yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna, yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna. Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. For third person, second person is taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna. Af'alu, naf'alu, naf'alu. So af'alu, naf'alu, naf'alu is same. So af'alu, naf'alu, and naf'alu. Use multiple fingers for understanding the singular form, dual form, and plural. So yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, af'alu, naf'alu, and naf'alu. Remember to keep it at eye level for the present tense. So yaf'alani and taf'alani are the dual forms. Now remember these all four forms. Our meeting is going to end in 10 minutes, so we'll rejoin and continue. Okay. Huma and antuma, rabbuhuma, rabbukuma, fa'ala, fa'altuma, yaf'alani and taf'alani. So hal yaf'alani, are they both doing? Naam yaf'alani, yes they both are doing at eye level. Hal taf'alani, are you both doing? Naam naf'alu, we both are doing. Now second, the dual for the first person is naf'alu only. Khaira can be added. Dual forms for the negation. So if al, do. If alu, you all do. Dual becomes if ala, both of you do. If al, if ala, alif is added. So if al, if ala. So one alif is added indicates there are two people whom the order is being given. So you can remember when Allah Ta'ala said idhaba ila fir'aun, he said it to Musa and Harun. What did he say? Idhaba. He didn't say izhab, idhabu. He said idhaba, both of you go. So if al, do. If ala, both of you do. If alu, all of you do. La taf'al, don't do. La taf'ala, both of you don't do. La taf'alu, all of you don't do. So again, it is just the addition alif at all places. So order is if ala, don't, so do, and la taf'ala, don't do. If ala, do, both of you. Naf'alu, both of us will do. La taf'ala, don't do. La naf'alu, both of us will not do. If ala khayran, naf'alu khayran. La taf'ala sharran, la taf'alu sharran. All this is there in the book, so you can always take your time and revise it. Fa'ilani. So fa'il is the doer of action or active participle. Fa'il, fa'il. For two it will be fa'ilani, two of them. Fa'ilani. And second is maf'ulun. So maf'ulani, two are those affected. So active participle fa'il, passive participle maf'ul. So fa'ilani, two, and maf'ulani is two affected. This is the full table revision form of the dual forms. You can actually take it along with the singular forms and the plural forms so that you will have a continuum of the thing. So this important point to remember is in Arabic, dual has a specific form and it is not considered plural. Plural is considered 3 and above. That is the basic rule that you have to remember in Arabic. So when you use plural words, so whenever there is a plural word used in the Quran, it means that it is 3 at least. Remember that fact, right? So with that grammar in mind, if you read the ayat of the Quran, you will find that the zikr of 5 salats is present, right? But if you know the grammar only, then you'll be able to pick up that thing. Otherwise, if you read the translation, you will never find that there are 5 salats mentioned in the Quran. So the Quran explicitly mentions, but you need to know the grammar of it to understand this difference. Inshallah, we can discuss that some other time. That's why grammar is very important. We'll do this for the word nasara. We'll use all these dual forms for the word nasara as a practice. Okay. So, huma, they two. Antuma, you two. Rabbuhuma, their Rabb of both of them. Rabbukuma, Rabb of both of you. Nasara, they helped. Nasartuma, you two had helped. Past tense. Present tense, yansurani, they too are helping or will help. Tansurani, you two are helping or you two are will help. Unsuru, unsura, you two help. Unsur, unsura, both of you help. La tansura, both of you don't help. Nasirani, two helpers. Mansurani, two people who are helped. Mansurani. Mansur is the one who is helped. Mansurani, two people who are helped. This is a dual form of the words. So practice this dual forms. Right. So if we are using the word allama, all that is going to remain, pronouns are going to remain same. So allama, both of them taught. And we saw that in Surah Baqarah, Wama yu'allimani, they all did not teach, both of them did not teach, right? So allimani was used there. So allama, they taught. Allamtuma, you of both taught. Yu'allimani, they teach or teaching or will teach. To allimani, you two are teaching, right? Because it was being talked about the Harut and Marut, they were in third person. That's why the word used was Wama yu'allimani, and they both did not teach. Okay. Allima, both of you teach. La tu'allima, both of you don't teach. Mu'allimani, two teachers. Mu'allamani, two students, you can say, or two people who are being taught. Mu'allamani. Okay. So just practice this for different words. Aslama, we can say aslama, they both submitted. Aslamtuma, you both submitted. for past tense. Present tense, yuslimani, they too are submitting or will submit. Tuslimani, you two are submitting or will submit. Aslima, both of you submit. Aslim, aslima. La tuslima, both of you don't submit. Muslimani, two submitters, two Muslims. Muslimani, two who are submitters. Okay, so with this we come to another interesting part, is the passive voice or passive form. So we know that Nasara, he helped. Nasara, Nasaru, Nasarta, Nasartu, Nasartu, Nasarna. But here we have Nusira. Nusira means he was helped. Now he was helped by whom, that is not known. This is called passive voice. Then in passive voice, the action is done. But who is doing it, we do not know. Nusira. He was helped. The plural will be who. They all were helped. Nusirta. You were helped. Right? Nasarta, you helped, and Nusirta, you were helped. Okay, so the action is done by somebody else on this person. Nusirtum, you all were helped. Nusirtu, I was helped. Nusirna, we were helped. Mic is not muted. Okay. Right. So Nusirtu, I was helped. Nusirna, we were helped, and Nusirat, she was helped. Nusirat, right? So just a little change in the words and how the meaning completely changes and who is being acted on is indicated. So now the present tense of the passive form. My question to you, how are you going to differentiate this present tense passive form from the fourth form of the verb? I've discussed this before. I just want to see if you all are alert and awake. My question is, how do you differentiate? Here also there is a Dhamma. Yeah, Yun Saru. How are you going to differentiate it from the fourth from Aslama? What is the present tense of Aslama? We just saw the present tense of Aslama.
Yuslimu.
Yuslimu. How are we going to differentiate Yuslimu or the fourth form from the passive form of the present tense?
It will be
And Kalma is there.
Yun Saru.
Correct.
There will be a fatah on Swad. Yun Saru.
Correct. Correct. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. So all of you are awake and have understood this concept. That is why each Arab is important. And this is what is the Nahu of Arabic, right? So we discussed Nahu quite later, but we have been learning Nahu from the beginning itself. So here we have Yun Saru. If it was Yun Siru, it was the fourth form. Ansara Yun Siru. But Yun Saru is the passive form of the basic word Nasara. Okay. So Ain Karima has a fatha here. Remember that. Yun Saru, he is being helped. Yun Saruna, they are being held. Tun Saru, you are being held. Tun Saruna, you all are being held. Un Saru, I am being held. Nun Saru, we all are being held. Okay, so here there is a mistake. They are written Tun Saruna for we all are being held. It should be Nun Saru. Okay,
Yes.
Let's take another verb, Razaqa. The passive voice of it becomes Ruziqa. Plural will be Ruziqa, Ruziqu, Ruzikta, Ruziktum, Ruziktu, Ruzikna. And the feminine form is Ruziqat. She was given rizq. Right? So this is the, because Allah Ta'ala is giving rizq, we can use this passive form for the words. Hal Ruziqa, is she being given rizq? Naam, Ruzika. She is